Part 1. The Digital Threat to Privacy. So, how private is the Internet? The Internet is a network of networks of computers, and every website we visit is on someone else's computer. Having to trust these websites with our data is the first privacy challenge. And the online services we use are almost always centralized under the ownership of one private corporation, as opposed to decentralized, where our data is not aggregated in one place, or perhaps even owned. The Internet businesses of this world hum quietly in vast deserted server farms, where we could perhaps be regarded as the livestock. From a legal perspective, the Internet is a network of contracts. There is no public space on the Internet. Every online service or app we engage with is private and necessitates a legal contract between us and the service provider. As you probably know from experience, we almost never read these terms and conditions and privacy policies before we agree to them. For example, you may not realize that when you sign up for a Facebook account, you give Facebook a perpetual, worldwide license to use your content as they see fit. This is a common term on most social media websites. And this legal agreement goes to the heart of the difference between cybersecurity and digital privacy. Cybersecurity risks result from unauthorized activity, like being hacked. But privacy risks usually arise after you authorize data processing by agreeing to a contract. As older people may particularly appreciate, the software on our devices has replaced dozens of real-world tools like diaries, maps, clocks, newspapers, books, CDs and DVDs, train timetables, cameras and flashlights. From the moment we wake up, travel, engage in work, and then socialize, exercise, or entertain ourselves, software is managing and directing our day. There's an app for everything. And so every aspect of our day and our life is now managed and directed under service contracts with private organizations. And we share some of the most intimate data about ourselves with apps and online services, with the reasonable expectation that they would not be shared, from period trackers to our very genetic code. But they are shared and sold. And the poorer we are, the less privacy we are given. Developing countries are specifically targeted with alternative apps that harvest their data in exchange for free services. Often, we may not even have sight of the specific terms and conditions for software applications and online services that we use. Education institutions, for example, typically mandate the digital services pupils and students must use, which is usually Google, due to its ease of use and attractive cost of free. Any opt-out that you are offered is unlikely to lead to a viable, privacy-centric alternative. Under-resourced IT departments are rarely driven by privacy considerations, and privacy is usually lacking from pupil safeguarding requirements. And the same mandate is true for software we must use at work, of course. In 2012, Google, which owns dozens of online businesses, including YouTube, took the decision to consolidate all of its different terms and conditions into one unifying terms and conditions and privacy policy. On the surface, this may have appeared to be a dull productivity exercise by the Google legal department. But the intention and effect was quite profound. Google could now claim that if you signed up to one of their services, like Gmail, they now had your consent to track and profile you wherever you chanced upon another Google service. which is most of the internet.